retailer of whole bean and ground coffee, as well as tea and spices with a single store in Seattle. With mission to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time, Starbucks now has more than 24,000 retail stores in 17 countries, as a place where people gather to meet their friends and family. Their goal is to serve coffee that has been grown under the highest standard of quality using ethical sourcing practices. In Indonesia, the first Starbucks was opened in Plaza Indonesia in 2002. And now, Starbucks has 147 stores all around major cities.
Big data is a term that describes a large volume of data, both structural and unstructural, that indicates a business on a day-to-day basis, but it's not the amount of data that is important. It's what organizations do with the data that matters. Big data can be analyzed for insights that leads to better decisions and strategic business moves. The importance of big data doesn't revolve around how much data you have, but what you would do. You can take data from any source and analyze it to find answers that enable cost reduction, time reduction, new product development, and optimized operations and smart decision making. When you combine big data with high-powered analytics, you can accomplish business-related tasks such as determining root cause of failure, issues, and defects in their real time, also generating coupons at the point of sales based on the customer's buying habits, and lastly, recalculating entire defect portfolio in a minute. Aside from that, big data also contributes to the Starbucks strategy as it collects data on the customer purchasing habits in order to send personalized ads and coupon offers. Furthermore, the data also identifies trends indicating whether customers are losing interest in their product and direct offers specifically to those customers to regenerate interest.
Card information to segment consumers and set up business rules based on purchase behavior, then pumps out offers immediately to them, often via their mobile devices. In the past, the purchase information may have only been available on a weekly basis. Often, that means targeting deals to people the firm worries are at risk of not returning soon. As for the loyalists who show up multiple times each week, as Starbucks takes in its own continuous streams of purchase data and attempts to integrate new data sets from recently acquired tea seller Kivana, data governance is a concern, he said, noting recent hacking occurrences of government data. Data governance is also about ensuring information is uniform enough to be integrated readily, and that remains a challenge.
Starbucks had no budget to integrate Tivana's data when it bought the loose leaf tea merchant in November. This is due to Starbucks letting their data governance lapse because they don't have a good competence yet when it comes to integrating these acquisitions. As firms like Starbucks navigate their shifting data terrain, these types of problems will become more commonplace. Yet, Starbucks appears to be making strides as is evidenced in the culmination of a 2-year effort to reorganize its system of reporting information to its store operators. The company once served up 300 reports to its managers on a regular basis for them to evaluate and employ to improve store operations. Now, in the same way, Starbucks has simplified some of the coffee selections in its stores. It's whittled down its reporting structure to a manageable 11 key performance indicators that can be downloaded by store managers. Those include store cleanliness, productivity, and customer satisfaction ratings derived from surveys provided to every 13 customers. As in its ability to maintain surprising number of locations in close proximity to one another is a function of big data. The fact that two Starbucks can exist a block away from one another isn't luck. They were placed in their adjacent locations thanks to location-based data, street traffic analysis, demographic info, and data culled from other locations. In fact, Starbucks actually built its own planning and development application to make the most of big data in its growth strategy.
Expanding digital digital engagement and its effect on sales. Mobile payments comprise of 1/4 of all transactions in the US for Starbucks. The company's latest endeavor at driving digital engagement, Mobile Go and Pay, is at 20% of all mobile transactions. The initiative, which is only 1 year old, it's Starbucks' path towards promoting a truly seamless digital experience. Moreover, the company's recently changed its loyalty program from one based on frequency to amount to decrease order splitting and hassle such as long queues associated with it. After an initial negative reaction from customers and decrease in the number of redemption, Starbucks is seeing the behavior normalize, while also benefiting from faster deliveries. This behavior normalization was helped by the company's investment in the big data company called Tech, which is a joint venture between Starbucks and BGC, realizing the needs of a digital marketing strategy in today's world. The coffee mammoth plans to move from the email one-to-one marketing capability to in-app capability. This will likely help Starbucks drive the spend-based behavior, thus boosting sales for the company.
I've been working all these hours all night long, but when I hear that song.
Number 1, data does not tell you why or reflect your emotion. It is so easy to confuse information with evidence. Modern management practices focus on quantification of elements of a business. We are all human. From your morning Starbucks to the car drive to billion-dollar decisions in corporations, it is all driven by emotion. You cannot fully understand customers through a numerical lens. Data can show us what consumers want, how they paid, and how often they visit, but it cannot tell us why. Number 2, data is always biased. Every step in data collection and analysis has the potential to introduce bias. Surveys are biased by the subset of customers you survey and the subset of those you respond. Your transaction data is biased based on your existing customers. It may not accurately represent the entirety of the market because you are blind as to why non-consumers fail to buy. More data, or big data, is not necessarily better data. We search for more and more data, but too much can cause information overload, where we don't know which information is important. This is an important problem that can occur to any business. Similarly, we must also make sure to be careful regarding the information we disperse to customers. An example regarding Starbucks would be one of its attempts at a loyalty program. Previously, they had a simple loyalty program where 12 purchases leads to 1 free drink. However, because Starbucks has lots of information and the means necessary to process it, they decided that making the program much more complicated so that the free drink will cost less would be the strategic idea. Here, they had points correlated to dollars spent as opposed to drinks purchased. However, what ended up happening was that customers responded negatively because they got confused with the program and decided it was too difficult to try, and thus it lessened customer interest in the program in the end.
Get a moment with you. I've been working all these hours all night long. When I hear that song that makes me think of you.
In conclusion, big data have brought a lot of benefits to Starbucks.
However, as we explained, there are several drawbacks when utilizing big data for business analytics.
Therefore, Starbucks must create a bigger emphasis on developing and improving the way that they use big data, especially in regards to the customers.
So the output that comes from it will become optimal.
So that's all from us. Thank you.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
When I'm surrounded